Okay, so I'm inside now. It's almost 6 o'clock, right? And basically what's going on here is I got in at around 5:30. Kind of got into a little bit of a hollering match with my son. Right? Because, you know, he feels that I suppose he's obligated because I can't do it no more, right? Basically, he's feeling obligated to pick up where I left off, I suppose. But because he's so busy with work and everything, you know, he's got to budget in 2 days out of the week where he can basically just go and mow everything down, weeds and all, right? And be done with it. And that's why he's doing this big swoop and just picking everything up and throwing it out in a big fucking pile. Pile here, pile there, pile. But I'm telling you, people, if my landlord's son would have came and helped me with the fence, and which you're going to see after this, and I'm going to put this first, okay? And then you're going to see what the fucking fence looks like. And I already mentioned in the last video that just went up today, her son was supposed to come this year. I pleaded, I begged with her. I tried to tell her to remind him that he promised me that he would come and help me with the fence, with the vinyl siding and everything. And when that fence was done, we could have emptied out what was in the fucking, over there in that pile, which you're going to see. Because some of that stuff is from the fucking rotten porch, people. The garage was ready to crash in, for crying out loud. If my son wouldn't have done what he did with his friends, there would be no fucking garage right now. It was that dangerous. My landlord never paid for nothing. Didn't pay for the wood, didn't pay for the workers, nothing. And that's just been sitting out there rotting. As my son's going around grabbing up more and more and more. Just making the pile bigger and bigger and bigger. Because some of that stuff, you know, he threw out from the basement. And the first time he did it, it went out in the big fucking truck. And then they started again. You know that. You know my videos, people. Three times they've been throwing out my shit downstairs. And now he's just going from spot to spot. He's throwing out things that Kyrie could be playing with. And Tisha wants to work on the rabbit hutch and buy rabbits for the kids. But the little push lawnmower for Kyrie is going out in the fucking garbage pile. And like I tell my son, like, you know, Kyrie would like to play with it. I was like, fucking shut up. Oh. So, anyway, I had a little hollering match out there. You know, gotta keep that cortisol going, right? Gotta keep them fighting, you know, gotta keep them fucking fighting. And, you know, he thinks I'm being, I don't want to say paranoid, but, you know, you're nobody special. Ain't nobody going out of their way to target you, right? You know, everybody gets treated this way, and I work with the city, and when have you ever worked with the city? I said, well, 14 fucking years in this yard, I've been working with the fucking city. What do you think that whip on my back is, son? You know, oh, well, you know, it's not the same thing. And I said, yeah, you're fucking right, it's not the same thing, but now you're coming into my shoes. It's just starting for you. Oh, well, you know, and then he's so condescending, and Tisha's the same way, right? You know, and I say to him, like, why you talking like that? Oh, you know, you sound like you're racist. Well, so I think I'm going to have to bring up the subject of being racist. No, it's not that I'm racist, people, against Punjabis, or anybody else for that matter. I'm just sick and tired of morally, I don't know. I wanted to say inept, but morally, righteous. People who are overly righteous feel that they're more important than anybody else and everybody else around them because somehow their ethnicity and their quote-unquote religion elevates them above everybody else where they're almost at the status of being a fucking god, okay? And they lord over those below them who are not like them, which is a form of racism, and that is what Punjabis do. 62 years on this planet, dealing with these people before Amar Khan was even born. You see, he forgets that. Not only did I have to deal with them when I was a kid with my mother, but after I had my own kids, was renting this, renting that, I was coming into contact with them. The only one that was good was Wally. And his temple smacked him around, treated him like a bitch, and told him to fuck off because they didn't appreciate what he came with when he came with the foundation and said, listen, you need to listen to this girl, read her paperwork, and help because it's a good cause. And those mean-ass white beard, turban, board of directors at the temple went like this to him. Yeah, because I was white and a woman to boot. Yeah. So therefore, trash. And that's just a fact. Because otherwise they would have fucking respected Wally, a Punjabi, and at least looked at the paperwork. But they didn't want to because that wasn't the agenda. The agenda was to take over the fucking province and harvest what they could when they could so that those long beard, white fucking turban could get organs on demand so that they could live longer as they preach to their people to, live a good life and be a little charitable, but only when it benefits you. Give it to the children's hospital so that if an organ comes for your child, well, at least the doctors are there because you made a donation for that. But when it comes to people like Miss Chorney, just saying, people. You think Mrs. Gill's the first Punjabi fucking landlord I've had? Outside of Wally? Hell no. I've had many of them over the years. Birds of a feather flock together. And another thing, who came and sat down on my steps and told me that Andre, a little boy, how old was he? 9? 10 maybe? Couldn't talk to those Syrians that moved in next door because she thought they were fucking Punjabi because of the way they dressed, and they had girls. And when Andre went to the fence to go talk to the girls, she called Andre and said, no, you're not allowed to talk to them because they're girls. They're not going to let you talk to them. I looked at Mrs. Gill. She was sitting on my stairs with me because she wanted me to sit down, right? And I'm like, why you say that? Oh, because we don't let our girls talk to other boys, especially boys from different races. Now, if that isn't racist, I don't know what is. And then you wonder why they don't marry outside their race, for the most part. Unless, of course, they can blend in and nobody questions that it's somebody from a different race. Yeah. They still perform arranged marriages somewhere along the line. Right? You know what I'm saying? Girls are not allowed to talk to the boys, and the boys are not allowed to talk to the girls. Especially if they're from different races. Yeah. What runs the streets out here when it comes to a band of fucking Punjabi men? Well, a bunch of Punjabi teens. Have a party. Shamit had a party. Have it on video. And who showed up? A band of Punjabi teens. They band in together and they band out together. They came to fucking crash the party, but they didn't. They ended up just leaving. The point is, they couldn't mingle because they're not taught to mingle, right? Wally's kids, through other kids that are Punjabi, was calling Uncle John, me, and everybody else in the house trash. Wally found out about it and disciplined his kids. Did Wally teach his kids to talk like that? No. It was other Punjabi kids that taught him to talk like that. Because that's how most of their parents teach their kids to think about their tenants like trash. That's why when that guy came over asking for water and I said no, before he tore down that freaking duplex that he turned into a parking lot, he ended up getting, well, what do you do? Do you work? No, it's obvious you don't work. At least I work. You're trash. Well, where did you learn that from? Your papa? Clearly, that's where you fucking learned it from. So much so that it gave me a freaking nightmare, man. Never once have they ever given me a good fucking dream, people. Okay? You get to my age, you get to the point where, to hell with it. To hell with it. Right? You're throwing people out on the street like garbage. Clearly you see them like trash because you think that your race, your fucking skin color, your religion is better and above everybody else. That is racism. You hold all the fucking money. You hold all the wealth. You hold all the power. That is fucking racism when you use it against other people to hurt them and to make a commodity out of them so that you can traffic, whether it's the human being or the body parts, because they do both. I'm not making excuses for them. That Punjabi, that, if you notice, I always look up there because that's where my freaking certificates to my foundation belong, up there. But they're not up there because that Punjabi that signed on as a fucking board director to a foundation telling me that he thought it was a good idea because of the way it was written and what it represented. Oh no, he just took it to maybe go get that $2 million and run a fucking scam and go off and run another fucking scam so he can amass more wealth so he can go to the temple. Right? And what? Boss everybody around because he's got a whole lot of fucking money now? Is that it? Because he sure in the hell didn't do anything to bridge the gap. Right? Who is he to tell other Punjabis, or anybody for that matter, that they can't meet out in the fucking road on a random day to have a little Fasaki parade, even though the government said you couldn't, if it was that important to them? It wasn't his place to make that choice for them. Never mind saying, do this, because if you don't do this, you don't qualify. Get out of here. And that's basically what he did. He pointed himself to be God over a foundation he had no right to fucking be God over. Made the decision for his people so that they couldn't mingle, even if they wanted to, with or without masks. Didn't matter whether you got this, whether you didn't, whether you wanted to do it or not do it. He made the choice for them people. Because he's racist. Deep down inside, he's racist. He didn't want his people to be free. He wanted his people locked in with the temple, following orders. Right? Whether it came from the so-called government or the backroom deal that the government made with the temple leaders to control the population. Where I was trying to set free the population, empower them to be independent, and to create positive change, even under difficult circumstances. And that board director who stole my freaking foundation certificates couldn't handle that from a white woman. So he had to destroy everything so that his people would remain racist. And that's exactly what's happened. And it's okay for my landlady to be racist because she's old. You know, it's hard for old people to change their ways. I seen it with my grandmother. She was racist against black people. She couldn't understand why I liked to have a black man in my life. She told me to just leave them alone. They have their problems. It'll be nothing but trouble. Find myself a nice white man, get married, have a nice white picket fence, a little poodle, and right? And of course I didn't do that. Right? I dated black men, and I paid a huge price with that because my whole fucking family, at the end of the day, except for my mother, was racist. So I know racism when I see it. And because my grandma was old, somehow it made it okay because she couldn't change her ways. You see, that's the thing. My grandmother, I tried to explain to her, but she couldn't fucking understand it. She was stuck in her ways. And in some kind of way, there is some truth to what she said because ultimately it was a black man, Julian Johnson, who murdered my daughter. So what does that say about black men when I think about that? But does that mean I judge every black man thinking that they're a murderer? No. But at the end of the day, my grandmother was racist. If I can say that about my own grandmother, I can say that about my landlord. Okay? The difference between my grandmother and my landlord, though, is my grandmother never went out of her way to hurt people so that she could gain wealth for herself and then go to some fucking temple and think that she was godly above everybody else. And then go out of her way to do it again and again and again because she was never fucking satisfied for what she did have in terms of How many houses do you need? 20 before you die so that you can feel that your family fucking loves you? But at the end of the day, what did you do to get them? You hurt a lot of fucking people along the way that weren't like you. They were the trash. That's why you have no problem throwing them out on the fucking street. Because if you seen them as human, you would go out of your way to make sure that they weren't just being tossed out. But that's not the reality of it. And that's where my son is fucking lost. And he can cover it up and smooth it over. Oh, you. Yeah, well, fuck you. Your time's fucking coming. They're already targeting your stupid truck, man. I proved in this video what's coming up next. There is no way that what is going on in the front there with his truck is illegal. Every other fucking car and every house that I showed you had a car in front of it. More than one with big ass fucking trucks with no grass. At least my yard has grass. That's stupid, man. But you see, that's what they do. Just, gotta keep that cortisol, gotta keep them fighting. Fight. Well, anyway, I managed to get a few hours in. I'm gonna try and get out earlier tomorrow. Once I'm out there, I'm okay. But it's not like the good old days, people. I'm a slave. I'm gonna call it out for what it is. They need to be out there, the landlord and their sons and their fucking nieces and nephews and whoever. Like, it's their responsibility. Wally, when I was living at Wally's house for those 8 years, he was always out there mowing the grass and cutting down the weeds and shit. I'd say to John, like, why is Wally out there mowing? I tell Wally, you go away, Wally. You don't have to mow it. We'll mow the grass. Oh, no, I want to mow the grass. He'd get his kids out there mowing the fucking grass, front and back. Like clockwork, right? But then his kids go to school, hang out with all the Punjabi kids, because that's what Punjabi kids do, hang out with Punjabis, because they're not really allowed to associate with other fucking kids. And don't call me a liar, because that's the truth. You hear it right from the horse's mouth, Mrs. Gill, sitting on my step telling Andre not to go talk to a little girl that she thought was a fucking Punjabi, because little girls are not allowed to talk to little boys that don't look like them, never mind a boy. Period. But when they don't look like them, fuck no. Get away from them like a 10-foot pole. What does that tell you? That's kind of like my grandma. Stuck in her ways. She's old. Yeah, right. Whatever. Like I said, my grandmother never went out there and went out of her way to destroy lives just so that she could gain wealth, so that she could buy love from the family that will never be fucking satisfied, because that's pretty much what it fucking boils down to. Yeah. That's, I don't know. So, I don't know. I'm not racist, people. I just call out things for what they are. Okay, you want to call anybody fucking racist around here, you call that fucking board director that stole my fucking certificates. He stole my certificates. He refuses to give them back to me. He thinks just because he won't talk to me. Or, I don't know, who are you? Yeah, well, you whatever. Take me to fucking court to get your name off the foundation, because when we get to court, you can give me back my certificates, and maybe the judge will investigate you to see if you did get that $2 million fucking dollar. And being that you are a Punjabi, I wouldn't be surprised. He didn't do something like that, because so many of them are scoundrels. They'll do anything for fucking money. Serious. And he sure in the hell didn't want to empower his people and set them free, that's for sure. He didn't want them to mingle at the direction of a little white woman. That was too much power for the little white woman. That she could represent freedom in a free fucking country. When the Punjabis themselves don't want it to be free, though. They want you enslaved. In fact, they flipped it fucking around. They're the slave masters. But only some of them control all of them, you right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It wasn't his place to tell the Punjabis that they couldn't gather for all the right reasons. But as a board director, he chose that was his right, just to cut everybody off at the knees, steal the certificates, and stay quiet. Yeah, stay quiet. Knowing what his people are doing to people like me. Knowing what people are doing, his people are doing to people like me, when it's creating homelessness en masse with absolutely no remorse. As a matter of fact, it's considered to be good business. When I speak out about that shit, that has nothing to do with racism. That has to do with, I'm sorry, you can't call the minority card anymore because you are the fucking majority. Okay? Because really, there's not too many of my kind around anymore. We're disappearing for one reason or another. And if we get other ethnic groups of people coming into the province, well, my son already cleared up that one. It was 22,000 immigrants that jumped the numbers in terms of the total numbers of people in this province at a particular time, with only 1,000 live births. Other than that, it was 22,000 immigrants that came from different countries, whether they were black, brown, whether they were Chinese, Syrian, what is that called? Afghanistan people, the Africans, and the Ukrainians, which in that case would be Caucasian, but outside of that, that would only be a handful compared to all the other ethnic groups with a whole lot of freaking Punjabis coming in. Yeah. They come in from Toronto and they beeline to BC. They're spreading out in the interior, buying everything up out there. They're overtaking Alberta, buying everything up out there. Yep. But if you go and you ask them to help with something good that can help the whole community, this is what you get. Okay, so now I'm going outside. It's a little late, but at least I'm out here. Now keep in mind, so what is it? January 13th of 2025, second video of the day. Now keep in mind, people, I haven't been outside for a long time. Thank you. I haven't been outside for a long time, so I'm not conditioned for this. My muscles are weak. I don't have no stamina. Okay, go be with Amari. Get him something to drink. First thing I want you to notice, do you see that car? Look, it's right up against the house. Right? Do you see that?
A red van?
Yeah. So they can park in front of their house. Okay? They got him on the road there. They want Marcaine to park on the road. They don't want Marcaine to have his car here right in front. Yes, close the door. They don't want Marcaine to have his car here because they're saying it's illegal. Well, I don't know. It seems to me like that's not illegal. Why? Is it because it's asphalt? Well, remember, this over here was all sand, which probably should have been asphalted over, but of course that didn't happen because that wasn't the agenda. The agenda was to keep the tenant fucking frustrated because of the sand that was covered a half of a yard with gravel rocks underneath it, where cats were shitting in it, every cat in the neighborhood that is, where raccoons were fucking shitting in it, with the morning glory going through it every 4 inches a night, roots after roots after roots. I'm trying to walk down the stairs here without fucking falling because I can't see. What do you call it? Oh my god, this is bad, people. You don't even know. Remember, this was all sand. With landfill underneath it. Gravel, it was landfill, gravel rocks, and sand. Do you see? Just because it's not, I guess, paved over, that's where it becomes illegal. I don't think so. I'm going to put this right here. I have to come back. Now it's cold. I have to walk slow. Okay. So they want him to move his car, park it on the road. Those guys can have as many cars as they want. And when it gets late at night, there's like 20 of them out there. Andre said the fence fell down. Sure enough, it did. I want to take you to the back. Now, my landlord, I asked her. I even talked to Corey, right? He told me he was going to come and help me. Now, it wasn't so much this side, but clearly you can see what happened here, right? But let's go down here to this parking lot. So these people can park in front of their house, and that's not illegal, right? These people can park in front of their fucking house. So do they have asphalt or do they have gravel? Looks to me like gravel. I can't see. I have to feel it. So it's okay for them to park in front of their fucking house. Are you listening to me here? Okay? They park here. Looks like fucking asphalt to me. I mean gravel. Like this crap, right? Does that look like that's asphalt to you? Look, it's not. It's gravel. But they're allowed to park in front of their house, but not my son. Why? Because my landlords are trying to sell the fucking place for $3 million as they advertised what I did to make it seem like it's a good deal. Now here's this parking lot that was supposed to be, do you see? It says parking. That was supposed to be a building being built. So I suppose they'll build the building after they're done building down there. Right? Does this have asphalt? No. There's that car right in front of that fucking house. It's okay for them, but not for us? Why? Look. They got the gravel rocks over there, from what I can see. Do you see all this? Does this look like a fucking parking lot? But this is okay. So I guess these property developers, the one that came to my house, asked me for the water, and then called me fucking trash because I wouldn't give it to him because I called him out on the shenanigans of what he's doing when it comes to creating mass homelessness across the province of British Columbia, Canada, with his negligence when it comes to kicking out vulnerable families out onto the streets, and then want to say that's good fucking business. As he's saying, well, at least I work. What are you? What do? You just trash. Yeah, okay. So he must have took his fucking ass with his father and, you know, pulled a few strings with the city. I'm just saying, somebody at City Hall fucking pulled a few strings with him and his dad, right? And they made it so that they overwrote the zoning zone, because this is housing. This is supposed to be housing, not a fucking parking lot. To make it legal, temporarily, until that building down there that's being built with those big fucking, what do you call those things? Cement trucks, 7 in a row, back to back for 4 hours straight. One pulls away, another one pulls in front of my house, grinding their shit. Can build that building down there. All right. So we know that's working like that, right? Let's go down this way and see what we see. Okay? Before I get out in the fridge, because it's right now the temperature is 39.2 degrees. So I'm going to be outside for the next 3-4 hours working in a fucking fridge. Yeah, they got me in a fridge now. Kind of, isn't that where they like their bodies? In a fucking cold storage? In a fucking fridge? Okay? I'm just saying. I gotta walk slow. Okay? I gotta walk slow. So I don't know what this is. Can't really see it. 109.70. What is this? Where are we with this? Okay? Here's Ravine Road. Can't really see it that well anymore. By the end of the 2 weeks is up, I probably won't see shit. So here's Ravine Road. Okay? This is I think the properties that is supposed to have this building being built on, but instead of building a building, they turned around and they turned it into a parking lot temporarily. What is this? Proposal rezoning from single-family residential zones. Only the Punjabis with their monster houses can have their single-family residential zones. Only they call them multi-families now. That's why they become monster homes, right? Duplex residential zone. Yeah, this used to be a duplex. but they tore that down. 2, comprehensive development zone, CD, and development permit to permit the development of a 6-story residential apartment building. Proposed number of the units, 77. So that's why they're doing it, because they're going to put, I'm assuming, 77 suites on this little piece of fucking dicky property here, okay? That's how they justify it, right? Whew. Proposed floor area ratio, 2.5 gross, whatever that means. Proposed building height, 6 stories, 21 meters. Proposed parking, 78 underground parking, and that's assuming that the underground parking doesn't get flooded like that old folks fucking home over there, okay? My hands are already getting cold. I have to condition myself. I have not been outside, so my immune system is not used to this, okay? It's not like I built up the fucking stamina like the good old days, all right? 78 stalls parking. These numbers are approximate only and may change to the final approval. Well, I thought this shit already got approved because they tore everything fucking down. Applicant's agent, flat architect. If you go and you see on the people that are running the show, they'll have their corporate name as a bunch of fucking numbers. Because I remember I went to City Hall and I spoke to City Council about this, and I came back with the paperwork where they don't have a registered corporation in the name of something. They register their corporation with a whole bunch of random fucking numbers, okay? Planning Development Department. This is my house, 10996. This is my neighbor's house, who has their car parked out in front of their house, but I'm not allowed to have my son have his car parked out in front of my house. And this is the corner unit, corner house, 1, 2, 3, where they have their cars parked right out in front of their house, but they're not allowed to have parked. But we're not allowed to have a car in front of our house. Why? Why can they have a car in front of their house? Why can they have a car in the front of their house? Why can these people across the street have fucking cars in their house? And so on and so on. And they turn this thing into a temporary parking lot while they figure out the logistics of what they're gonna fucking do here. As they're saying, it's coming soon. Yeah, well, they're not gonna finish this. It's the 3 properties, the duplex and that, right? They're not gonna start this until they're finished that down there. And that's why they turned that into a parking lot. So somebody jimmied something in City Hall, and look how they advertise it. Okay? What is this? 13698 Governor Road. What is this? I can't read it. It's hard for me to see it. Something today. Register today. For what? Life. Stow.com. What are they fucking advertising here? What is this? Can you tell what this is? Maybe they just put the fence up to hide the fucking parking lot. That's the way I see it. Yeah, they're just hiding the fucking parking lot. That's all. Right? Because it's all about image and not about substance. Now, let's look across the street here. Here's a house with a car right in front of their fucking house. Okay? This guy, it was the little house, remember? Right? You know, stuff those homeless people in, fucking 25 deep just to pay the fucking landlord $1,900 a month off of little welfare checks as he refused to fix the plumbing, keep everybody fighting, right? Said, oh, let's leave them alone, let them wallow in their fucking misery. He's got 1, 2, because nobody's home right now. But wait till he comes back off of work. He'll have a big fucking flatbed in there, another fucking truck, and that's all in front of his house, but that's not illegal. Okay. See? Parking lot. Well, we know we have to come to this place soon at nighttime and see how many lights are on. Because the last time I did that, when was it, 4 or 5 months ago? The place was 3/4 empty. I spoke to my neighbors, asked them what they've been seeing from the back, and she's saying the same damn thing. The place is still sitting fucking empty. And you want to know why it's practically empty? Because all those body parts that are being laundered in the province of British Columbia, Canada, that money that's being generated on those illegal sales of body parts, including teeth, are being pumped into these kind of fucking buildings by a bunch of bloody fucking crooks. Bottom line. And the government conspires to cover it up. Yeah. Now, I don't know. They're supposed to be parking underneath this building. Interesting how it's all out in front. Huh? Why? Because the fucking basement leaks, that's why. Maybe they're doing something down there, trying to fix their problem. Well, the problem was built right into the bloody building. Seriously. You can park your car in the fucking front. Let's go see what's down here that's not illegal. This is why I say, it's illegal for my son to park in the front of the house with everybody else got their fucking cars in the front of their fucking houses. Show me the legal paperwork on it. Yeah. I'm fighting for my life here, people. Okay? I'm fighting for the life of my grandkids so that they don't end up on that operating table anytime too fucking soon without anybody noticing what's really going on. See, this is where I have to be careful because I can't see the lips on these things. Now, oh, 2. That's because, oh, 1 in front because nobody's home. But when they're home, it's fucking full. Parking, 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 parking. If I was to come back tonight, the fucking whole thing would be full. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? I wanted to come yesterday. I'm thinking, oh, you're saying that my son is illegal to park right in front of the fucking house. Okay. Well, then it should be illegal for these people to park in front of their fucking house. Does that look like gravel to you or asphalt? Asphalt, no. Gravel, yes. They park right in front because this is where the UN fucking soldiers are. Okay? Do you see this? Do you see this? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Another one's coming in. 4, 5, 6, with another truck coming in. There's your little dinky fucking house. But that's not illegal. And what is that? A cab of some kind? What are they carting around? Dead bodies? I wouldn't be surprised. There's another car right in front of their fucking house. Another car right in front of their fucking house. So how is it that my son's truck all of a sudden becomes illegal? Because somebody's playing fucking mind games, gang stalking my fucking family. As if they didn't fucking make enough money off of my family. This will be full by the end of the night. It's bullshit. Now let's go look at my fence. Right? 2 years I've been asking. For 2 fucking years now. I don't know if I can get out of here. Because they've been having problems with the homeless people in the alley. Because they got no place to live. Well, I wonder why. Okay? Cops running up and down the fucking alley all the time. So what was it? Cops that complained about the fucking shit in front of my backyard? And why didn't the landlord's son come and help me this year? I pleaded and begged with her. I said, please make sure your son fucking comes this year and helps me with the fence. to get that vinyl's hiding up. We could have dealt with that fucking shit that's sitting out there in the back with a bin after the fence was fucking done. But no, they needed something to hold against me, right? So that they could come in fucking wintertime, knowing that I've been inside the house, knowing that I'm going fucking blind, so they could have one up on me. Okay, I don't know if I can get through here now, but we're gonna go look at my fence from the fucking back, and I'm gonna show you what, and maybe I might be able to see. My neighbor, she looks up in here at night on this side of the fucking building. There's no lights on, people. No lights. No fucking lights. Very few lights. Last time I came in here at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, no fucking lights. Because the place is 3/4 empty. Because it was used to launder money. Why are you creeping me? Stop it. What is that? Hospital transfer. You want to go? Go. I think I can still get through. The cops said they were going to try and make it where they can't get through because the homeless people have been, hiding out in the bush. What little bush is left. Because they got no place to go. Because bullshit. Yeah, she says no. It's all dark. Dark like a fucking dungeon. Just a couple little lights here and there. That's it. Because the place is still empty after 5 years. Yeah. Oh my God. I need to, what is this dude doing? I don't want to get hit. Okay, I'm going that way. Can I go? Oh my Lord. I need to get that way. I can't see. I don't want him to ram into me. Oh, how did your mother die? I don't know, she got run over by a hospital transport car. Okay, so now we're going to go this way. They're saying, last time I spoke to a cop just about a month ago, he was saying that they're going to make it so that these homeless people can't come this way. Because it's a problem for them. Okay? Okay. See, now my hands are cold. Shit. Okay. They got rid of all the blackberries. Yeah, there's your parking lot. So they put a little fence up here now. Somebody came and busted up took down, that must have been the city. Because if you notice, all the blackberries are gone. All of them. So that was the city that came in here and did this. Because somebody cut down the blackberry bush on my side of the fence. And as they did it, they busted up the fucking fence. Yeah. I thought it was maybe these people because this guy with his garden, he wants the sun to come. Right? But look at this. Look what I have to do. Because somebody came in here and chopped up everything and made the fucking fence fall down. Well, this guy with his garden is busting up all the boards here so that the sun hits his garden. Yeah. I was supposed to fix that last year, but I just didn't have the stamina, people. I was hoping that my landlady's son would come and help. And now the whole fucking thing is down. It looks like the blackberry's still out here. This needs to be, my son needs to come in here with a freaking chainsaw and just chop it all down, but the shit will come back real fast. Anyway. So this is what they're complaining about. Now what's happening, this is one area that's complaining about. What's happening is my son has been going around outside and gathering stuff up to throw in a bin. Still throwing out my stuff. This was in the garage, but I guess he decided it wasn't worthy, and he threw it in there, and it got wet. Look at this. Little Kyrie, I guess it doesn't matter. For a little boy, pushing that along, You know, if I try and bring it out, put it over there, he'll get mad at me. It's bullshit. You know? Oh, well, Tisha's not going to come. No, yeah, no. Like, this is, oh my God. Like, fuck, man, you don't even know. Like, I'm afraid to look in things. So anyway, the point is, I mean, it's just, I don't know. He's just gathering everything up and throwing even more and more and more in there. What's in there is also to do with what my son did to fix the porch. Right? If my landlord's son would have came in the summertime to help me with the fence, and on the other side of the fence, and over there, to run this vinyl that I have so that these boards don't keep falling out, because it's like, 14 years old. This would have been dealt with. It would have all been done. Because the fence would have been done, and the plans would have been made to deal with this. The only thing that's happening here is this is just getting bigger and bigger, as my son is now clearing out the yard so that he can go in 2 times a month over the spring and summer, weed whack everything to make it look nice, even though it's full of fucking weeds. He took down the playhouse, just ripped it up and busted it up. So Andre and Jude, they threw over parts of the playhouse because they want to make themselves a fort. But that's what you're looking at there. That's part of the I mean, he's destroying everything. So anyway, this has got to be gone in 2 weeks, and for whatever reason, my son said he's going to get a bin, and I don't know, he plans on doing it for himself, but even still, like I said, he had to replace all of this, rip out all the old wood and everything, all right, and that went into that pile. And if they would have came, if my landlord's son would have came like he said he was going to come, we would have started with this fucking shit wouldn't be here, and this fucking shit that's going on with the city wouldn't be a fucking issue. But they had to leave it there to rot, just so that they had an excuse to call the city. But in terms of that situation with that vehicle, no, people, that's my landlord wanting to keep it vacant so pictures can be taken as people are driving by, thinking about how they're going to get rid of the tenant once they buy the house. Yeah. And my landlord will be long gone by then, so this is where I'm going to start working. Only now my hands are really cold because I'm not conditioned for this. Not that I was ever conditioned to work in cold weather, right? Because that wood pile, right? Well, my son is gathering up even more shit. This is stupid. I'm gonna start with this and that wood and that comp. See, he pulled out everything. All he did was just open it up for the weeds to take over, and then he piled it up over there. And now I have to move it back as if, like, I'm ready to fucking die here. Like, seriously, I just want to curl up in a ball and fucking die. Like, this is stupid. Yeah. Really fucking stupid. So you tell me how it became illegal for my son to have his vehicle out in front when there's fucking vehicles everywhere. I showed you what's going on down there. I can take you back there tonight when those people get home from whatever house that they're destroying, and I can show you that dinky little property with those few extra open spots will be nothing full but with fucking cars. And big ass trucks too. And I'm not talking just a freaking like a 2x4, like a 4x4 truck. I'm talking about those, big trucks. Okay, thanks. So I'm just inside by my front door. I'm freezing, right? Just that little walk around, it's cold out there, people. It's as cold as the fridge right now. But I have to warm up my hands. And my feet are starting to get cold and I'm getting chilled. Like I said, I haven't been I haven't been, I haven't been working outside, so I don't have the stamina right now. And it's really hard when you can't see and you're dizzy because of your eyesight, right? Besides that point. So I'm just trying to warm up my hands right now, and then I'm just going to start, I guess, like I said, in that little compost area, and just work around that, and whatever. But this was a setup. Okay, if my landlord's son would have came this year, whatever's going on in the back wouldn't be there right now. That would have been gone, because we would have done the fucking fence, and then, whatever my son threw out or whatever, it would have been fucking gone, because it would be like, okay, well, now that we've done that, let's get rid of this, anything else, blah, and be done. But no, they have to let it sit there, let the fences fall down, ask for more money, right? Not pay for the drainage fucking problem with that pipe out there getting clogged with the rain, and stress me out, accuse me of this, tell me I'm inferior because I'm not paying what she thinks she should have. But where was your son, right? Like, why don't they help me with this yard, people? And now that my son feels like he has to do it, he's just making it like he doesn't. So what? You come in with a weed whacker, you cut down all that fucking morning glory and all those other weeds, and all you're doing is implanting more weeds into the ground. Seriously, okay? That's how that shit works. If you don't dig it up and control the roots, forget it, man. 14 years, I don't care. I can't even see the roots anymore of these things outside. Unless they're like finger-thick fucking morning glory roots. Then I can see those ones. And you're pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. Before you know it, you got a big freaking pile of morning glory and morning glory roots. Not to mention all the other bloody weeds. Where's my landlord with that situation? Huh? Never mind the fucking fence, right? Oh, because it's a setup, people. Yeah. And they're going to try and get that big fish to come in and buy the property and kick us out. Well, my landlord won't feel guilty about it because she won't be the property owner anymore, right? What better way to remove yourself from the guilt of what you did to somebody by just disconnecting completely, saying, well, it's not my responsibility anymore. I don't own the fucking house. You're on your own. Yeah, well, you made a profit off of me, okay? You worked me like a fucking slave for how many years? And then you up and high and fucking dry abandoned me after you made millions with your backroom deals with body parts. Not to mention millions with the house that you fucking sold after you worked me like a dog. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So I don't know how long I can work out there for before my hands start to hurt. But I'll give it my best shot. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 7 degrees. Today it's 4 degrees Celsius, which makes it 39.2% Fahrenheit, which is the equivalent of being in a fridge. So, where do they like to put dead bodies? In a fucking fridge. So maybe this is a sign of things to come. Okay, they already got me in the fucking fridge. They just don't quite got me dead yet. Eh? What do you think? I think so. Yeah. And just to prove that I'm going to go out there and do this shit, I'm going to bring this camera. Okay? And I'll show you I'm right there fucking working. And then I'm going to turn off the camera, bring it back in so it doesn't get real cold and clink out on me. Go back out there. I'm going to fucking work. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to upload this fucking video. And then we're going to go into the city of Surrey, day 3. All right? Because we know the mayor ain't going to give a jack shit about it because she's making way too much fucking money. And that's assuming that that person is even of 100% human DNA, considering what happened the last time when I went to a so-called public city meeting when they were evicting what was it, how many suites, I don't remember, but that apartment building with all those poor people being forced out onto the streets. Well, the city had everybody out in the fucking courtyard calling that a public meeting, just because they knew that they didn't give a rat's ass, that those people were going to get evicted by any means necessary, because the Punjabis in the community are the ones controlling the economy right now. And that's including the underground economy, mark my words. Okay. Work gloves. Okay, so this thing will blink out, right? Because there's only so much. Where's my glasses? As if they would help me anyway. I don't see any glasses. If it kicks out, it kicks out. The point is I finally did make it out here. It's about, I don't know, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So even if I get a couple of hours, it's a good start, considering I haven't been out here in months. Right? Is it recording? Yeah. So, I am getting chilled, so well, I guess it would help if I zipped up my jacket, because I went inside and I had to stick my hands inside my jacket. I didn't put it on my skin, but just to warm up my fingers. So I'll zip this up. I think I'm going to need another shirt underneath. I could put this hat on, I suppose, because I'm chilled, right? Because I'm not used to this, people. You know, I'm 62 years old and I haven't been doing this for a while. Oh, I know some people, well, I'm 70 and I'm out there. Yeah, well, you don't look after a disabled child. You know, you don't have to do the things that I've been doing. So basically what I need is this stuff for this. You know, I try to tell my son, this land it's been a lot of dead dirt, right? It's dead dirt. So, you know, at least the only thing is I can't see. I'll poke my eyes out yet. At least I'll, when I do leave, assuming that they don't tear down the house soon after, whoever moves in will have good dirt. You know? In terms of growing food or whatever they want, right? That one over there was done a couple of years ago, but my son threw a bunch of shit on top of it, so that's got to go, right? But the dirt in there now, after 2 years, will be really good. But I wouldn't plant anything in there. I told my landlady, she wants me to plant food like the good old days, so that she can just be that free child and, you know, not think about things and just enjoy herself like I used to provide for her. But I told her, like, if I do that, I plant, the people in the neighborhood, you know, or Julian's sister, whoever, if she's in town, she's gonna fucking rob me. If it's not her, it's somebody else in the neighborhood. You know, it makes it really hard. You plant, you do, you come out, and it's fucking gone, okay? You know? Yeah. So. Anyway. It could take 2 days just to do this. I told Andre I'm getting it ready. He has a really bad cut on his ankle because he fell off his bike. So he has to let it air out and scab up and all that crap, right? So I told him, no, after a few days, let Nana do what I'm going to do, and then you're going to come out and I'll get it ready, and then you start shoveling those wood chips, because I've asking him all summer long to do something. But, you know, he wants to play with his little friend, and, you know, he helps me with Amari, so I don't want to hold him back, right? Now, See, there's morning glory fucking roots in here. If I put these, no, stems. If I put those in there, that's all it takes to start a new batch of morning glory. That's all it takes, people. An old vine. And of course I can't see, so I can't see them. Holy shit. I'm trying to get rid of morning glory. Not give it a place to grow. And like what bugs me is that my son is like just now starting to get a little more motivated because, you know, he's watching me. Yeah, I've been thinking about you in your eyes. And, you know, he realizes he has to take over, right? Because it just can't do it anymore. Yeah, I don't know. You gotta watch that morning glory. I don't know, people. And now that he's now out here, you know, right? Trying to get motivated with it and figuring out a plan and attacking his car. But I know why they're doing that. Because they're going to put the house up for sale. And they're going to, what do you call it? They want it so that when people drive by, they can take pictures without the car being there. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. See? I can feel it, but I can't see it. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to turn this off.